Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Women Who Rock with Success, which is an award-winning show for professional women. We profile a collective of amazing women who are thriving to build their brand. Women are handpicked in various fields who can provide credible information to build your business and lifestyle. We are live each Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Time, followed by our latest brand, Women Who Rock Investigates. To learn more about us, go to our website at www.womenwhorockwithsuccess.com. Now, let's join our podcast host in the studio, Mrs. Diane Winbush.
Women Who Rock with Success complies with the rules and terms according to the Federal Communications Commission podcast guidelines. The views and opinions expressed by our guests are their own, and their appearance on our digital media platforms does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. All guests who embrace our media stations are experts who are licensed in their fields of occupation. All rights reserved.
Good morning and welcome to Women Who Rock with Success Media. This is Diane Winbush, your show host, and thank you for tuning in on another Thursday for our episode. So today we're going to be talking about two perhaps maybe different topics. And we have in the studio with us this morning, she's an entrepreneur and she's also a hairstylist. So we're going to get a lot out of this interview on today. So we welcome to the studio this morning Amie Migirova. Good morning.
Good morning.
Absolutely. So we're going to start. Just tell us a little bit about you and I guess some of the things that I guess kind of compelled you. I would like to say I guess the hairstylist occupation may have started first, and then we want to get into the entrepreneurship as well. So tell us a little bit about you and kind of how you got started. This kind of helps our panel, helps our audience to be able to, kind of grow a little bit, especially with the guests as well, but it helps them to kind of understand because sometimes individuals may have like a fear factor, when it comes to, what to do, how to do it, and what have you. And so just tell us a little bit about you in that aspect.
Yeah, so I've been in the salon industry for about 15 years now. I've worked in several different salons with different business approaches from single, non-stylist ownership to corporate salon to stylist owning a booth rental salon that I worked out of, owning my own business per se, but really just working within another business. And then about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, I opened an 8-chair, 1 treatment room salon, and we're located in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about that. So now I know that you do extensions, and of course, we're around the holidays and what have you, and individuals are looking for any type of way to look beautiful. You know how women are. They're looking for eyelashes. They're looking for the best lipstick and what have you. So tell us a bit about that. So, and in regards to some of your takeaways, a lot of times individuals, Amie, they may have a specific brand or a niche, or perhaps they may jump-started it because they perhaps maybe their father or mother or something like that. But there were some takeaways that, of course, a entrepreneur would love for their audience to be able to grasp from them. So, like I said, this is the season right here. They're not only just wearing the little caps for Santa Claus and things. Women are going out trying to be beautiful for family. You got Thanksgiving that's coming up, and then you have Christmas is coming up, and people are traveling all over the world, and so they are trying to make themselves look beautiful. And I'm going to say this before you answer that question. You would be surprised, audience, as to how many people actually have extensions. Sometimes they blend in so beautiful because, and I hope she don't mind me saying this, and that's Judge Marilyn Million on the People's Court. She actually have them too because sometimes her hair will be one, length, but it blends in so beautiful, and sometimes you cannot even tell that the individual is even, wearing it. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're a specialty salon. That's kind of what I've centered my career on for the last probably 10 years. And then we became a specialty salon about 2 years ago, where we only offer extensions and extensive coloring services. So we don't just do like the typical hair cutting and coloring that a lot of salons do. We really, focus our education or training on doing extensions. And like you said, the ones that have extensions that you can't see, you don't know that they're wearing extensions, those are the good extensions. Those are the ones that are good. The ones that you can see, that you see walking down the street, that you're like, ooh, those are extensions. So that's what we try not to do here. We want to make sure that everything looks amazing and blended. So that's why we center our education strictly on coloring and extensions. Right around this time of year, it is crazy, like you were saying earlier, as far as everyone trying to get in, look beautiful for their friends, their family, their holiday parties, their work events, everything like that. So getting extensions is a huge thing right now. I don't know if everyone has even noticed the shift in, used to everybody would be like, oh, it's my natural lashes or it's my natural nails. They didn't want to share, that they were having enhancements done to their image, whether it be their hair, their lashes, their nails, a little bit of Botox, whatever it is. But now kind of there's been a shift in women of kind of taking that and running with it and wanting to have these different things that enhance their beauty. So extensions are huge right now. Anywhere from just getting a little bit of volume to, you can get 30-inch extensions now and no one blinks an eye about it.
Absolutely, because like I say, sometimes individuals, when they have on these extensions, like I said, Million, she wears them too, and so you would never ever suspect that she wears these types of, and I'm pretty sure it's other celebrities and stars and what have you. It kind of brings out an enhancement. On the professional, it makes them look better and what have you. And, of course, I wear them, too. It's just like an enhancement. And so women love it. And so this is the perfect time to be talking about it and also profiling this type of feature. So we want to talk about a little bit about Emma Justine and what have you. So color and extension lounge. So now you all just went just strictly to to color and to color and to instinctive as well. And so what was the purpose for that?
Really so that we could hone in on a specialty. So like I said, we used to be an all-service salon, and really it was kind of a wide range of clientele from, pixie cuts and men's cuts and, short hair to, long hair with just plain color to dimensional color, literally everything that we offered. And when you're offering such a wide range of services, your brain and your talent is scattered in so many different places. Whereas when you hone in on something that you truly enjoy doing and you kind of focus your education, you focus your day-to-day work behind the chair on that one specific thing, or, you can't have great extensions without great color. So, color is definitely a focus as well here. If you really hone in on that, you're going to be the best that you can be, because you're not like concentrating on all these different things. You're really making sure that you're the best at that one thing. So that's really the goal that we had in mind when we transitioned, was to make sure that we weren't just doing extensions, we were doing great extensions. And to do that, we had to really be focused on it and, be doing it every single day. When you do all services, your time is broken up. You might only do extensions maybe once a day, or not even once a day, maybe only a couple times in a week. And then you can't progress. You don't get better. So, focusing on it has really helped make sure that we're giving it our all.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And so just take us a little bit into your day, and before we get into the second segment, so take us a little bit into it as to, I guess, okay, so take, for example, I think when I go get my nails done, and so, of course, everyone is different. Some people are there, they just want to get paid. Some people are there, they just want you to come in, sit down, get what's needed, and let the next customer come in. But so this one particular place where I go, she always said, no, my job is to make you look beautiful. So tell us a little bit about that when a customer actually comes in and sits down in your seat.
Yeah, so we call that the customer experience. It's a huge thing here at Emma Justine. We want to make sure that everyone that walks in the door is, greeted, is making sure that they have that, fancy glass of water or, a snack right away, something that makes them just be like, wow, it's so nice here. We offer champagne and wine in the salon. If anyone would like to have that kind of drink with their service. And then when they sit down, you have to be friends, you can't just sit down and have somebody just completely silent, for these are very long appointments. This isn't just a typical 1 hour, 2 hour appointment. This is, you come in, you sit down, and you could be here anywhere from 3 to 7 hours, depending on what you're getting done. And we want that experience to be, fun and as enjoyable as possible for the person that's coming in and getting these services. So we make sure that, obviously if someone wants to have a silent or a quiet day in the salon, that is completely understandable. We all have hectic lives, so we don't force anyone to chat or, talk through their appointment, but we kind of let the guest lead the way as far as, conversation goes. In customer service in general, you want to make sure that you're, giving the client what they're needing that day, and some days might be different. You might see that same person every month, and one time they might be very, very chatty, and the next time they might be a little bit more quiet. They just need that personal time. They're going through something in their life, and they want to sit in silence and just enjoy being pampered. So we kind of read the client as far as how are they feeling right now today? What are they wanting out of this experience? Because that ultimately is part of our job. We want to make sure that they're happy, and that could be, just being treated for the day. Or that could be, kind of like a friendship of having someone to talk to about what's going on in their life. So really it's based on their needs for that appointment.
Absolutely, because now this is a shocker here. Now I read in a magazine, I think, where you can be able to go, and I mean, I guess I would say it's a shocker, but not really. But I think the sitting fee and what have you, it's like $532, and so. But look, here's the catch, though. It's something somewhat of a setup, just is Emma Justine. You come in, you get your breakfast. It's not a mandatory thing, but you come in, you get your breakfast. You get a full course, meal if you have to, depending on what type of care that the individual is getting. Sometimes people may come to the salons to hang out for the whole day for the hair, the pedicure, the manicure, and the whole works and what have you. So, of course, if you stay for the whole day with the lunch, breakfast, and dinner, then it's like a $500-some package. So, it just depends on how much the woman wants to be beautiful. You have to be beautiful inside before you can be beautiful outside. So if that was make her feel, if that is what makes her feel beautiful on the inside, I mean, she can go for it. So, anyways, thank you for that. And so we're going to get into another, discussion in regards to, you creating cultures, emotionally, physically, and, also of a financial wellness. So we want to talk to you about that as well, because we want the audience to learn as much as they can. And of course, you have and both sides are entrepreneurship. See, people don't get that either. They think, well, I'm a hair stylist, or I own a salon, or what have you. And so that's still an entrepreneur. That's still a business owner. That's still a mega, winner or what have you and things. Because sometimes people look at one thing, oh, you have to have the briefcase. No, you don't. You can be an entrepreneur entrepreneur, just as long as you're providing good, wholesome customer service, you have a good business plan and a business strategy and a marketing strategy, you got both thumbs up. So we want to talk a little bit about that and how that kind of, I guess, kind of incorporates or commingles with what you're doing as a hairstylist as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As far as, building a culture in the salon, corporate environments, they don't really have that personal, one-on-one time with employees. The culture is going to be so much different in a larger business than it is in a, small, basically we have 10 employees, it's a very small business. But creating that culture is something that's just so important. It starts with our hiring process, our interviews. We don't just hire anybody that applies. We want to make sure that we go through a thorough interview process. We even have, potential candidates come in, spend the day in the salon just to kind of get a feel for them, but also them for us, because if we don't both mesh or we don't all mesh together, it really doesn't kind of push that culture forward. And we want to make sure before hiring anyone that, they want to be on board with the way that we do things, and vice versa. So we make sure that we go through that very thoroughly. And then we also make sure that we have our employee handbook. We have our employee portal as far as what they can see on the back end of our website. They're able to go in there. They have full transparency with everything on the back end. And then we also we have training videos that we do as far as like the culture in the salon, as well as customer experience. Like I was stating earlier, customer experience is such a huge thing. And honestly, it's something that the world, I feel like, is lacking right now. We get comments all the time from our customers, oh, wow, it just feels so good to be in here. Everybody's so friendly. Have you ever noticed, have you walked into your favorite restaurant or your favorite coffee shop, whatever it is, and you're not even greeted? It's just, what do you want, The culture has just changed in so many businesses in the past couple of years. Post reopening from COVID, it just felt like everybody was just kind of in a funk, and it's been really hard for a lot of businesses to get back out of that, and employees to be able to provide a great customer experience no matter the size of the business. So that's something that we really focus on with our team and training, and making sure that they understand what customer experience means, what it looks like, how to provide it, and how to want to provide it. It only benefits them as well, because if they don't create that experience, the customer isn't feeling good, they're not feeling good. So it's just all over great for the team as well.
Absolutely. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to
go ahead.
On that road, but whatever you were going to ask about the customer experience, I'm here to answer.
Okay. Yeah, because Amie, it's different. I come up 60s, 70s, or something like that. Every time you walk into a brick and mortar establishment, it was always good customer service. Good morning, how are you? Or would you like to have a cup of coffee? Especially if you're in a hotel or you're waiting for, to be seen or something like that, or you have an interview. It's something that has happened to our culture on all different types of backgrounds. And when it comes to good customer services, being there for the customer when they need it the most, sometimes just a smile will perhaps maybe lift up a person's day or what have you. But I think we're in trouble, even since the pandemic, but I think it was going on before the corona too. But I know for sure that we're in trouble here in the U.S. in regards to effective communication and effective customer service, because it's just kind of difficult to find, even if you're calling online, even if it's a virtual workplace and you're calling individuals and you're trying to get the rectification off of something or order or something like that. It's just horrible. So, yeah. So talk to us a little bit about workplace wellness. Define that for us, the aspects and some components of workplace wellness.
Absolutely. So where, your employees are concerned, they're people. And I think that sometimes employers, no matter how big the business is, they forget that they're human beings. They have, health, and they have lack of health, and they have emotions and what have you. And we need to kind of, I think the old school mentality is, kind of like, just suck it up and do your job. And we don't live in that world anymore. we really don't. Each individual needs, individual attention from management, honestly. And we work on that on a daily and monthly basis. We have our one-on-ones, and a lot of businesses use one-on-ones to say, hey, this is what you're doing, this is what you should be doing, this is what you shouldn't be doing, and this is where you need to be. We do have, obviously talks as far as, where they're at and where they want to be, where we need them to be and how to get there. But also we talk about just them and kind of their goals and their desires, not just in the business, not just in making money or, being financially stable, but also just being happy in their individual lives. And what can not only financially the salon do for them, but also in general. We had one of our girls in her last one-on-one, she's young. She's, in her early 20s, and her significant other are ready to start thinking about purchasing a house, but they just have no idea where to start, And that's also the world we live in today, where a lot of times, young people are just not sure, hey, who do I ask? Right. Where do I go? What do I need? And that's something that we are, wanting to make sure that we provide if they need it. And by no means do we pry into their personal lives, but if they need direction or help, our door is open to them to ask these questions or to get information on how to do these things, or, where they need to go, what they need to do. So that's something that I feel like is wellness in a manner, because, like I said, not everyone has that person that they can go to get these questions answered, So we try to always be open to things like that and provide where we can. And then, we provide a lot of education, not just on the hair side, but also just physical well-being, mental well-being, of course, day-to-day interaction, human interaction, customer interaction. We had a training a couple weeks ago that was emotional intelligence training. And if you're familiar with that area, it's such an important thing in day-to-day life that a lot of us, need a little bit more support on and understanding of, to just have our day-to-day interactions with our friends, our family, not just the customers in the business. So it really helps on a personal level, but also in the business as well.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So everyone knows, not we, the whole world, the entire world globally knows about the Meta and what happened there with Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Instagram, the layoffs with Twitter and different other things due to the Meta. And so also, we learned also that a lot of people, 11,000 people got laid off from there. Not for sure the final total number with Twitter, but there was a lot of layoffs, and this is in regards to crisis management. So what is one small step every individual, team, or organization can take to get started on these ideas, to get well? So here is a company, Amie, that needs to heal. these people need to heal. They took it to Facebook. They were critical. They were crying. They were, and I think he was too, Mark Zuckerberg. You kind of sympathize with him as well. All of us make, plans, strategies. We do a lot of things, but sometimes everything may not work out as planned. May not. The situation may not see itself through as what we perhaps maybe thought it would be. And so now we have 11,000 plus the ones that are with Twitter. There's a lot of layoffs with Instagram and some more tech companies and what have you. And so we have all of these individuals that are in a disarray, and we have these companies also that have plummeted too. And so what is one step that you would offer to a team or an organization or even an individual to kind of help them to get back on track in regards to wellness, in the workplace? Because it's not over with. There are still millions of jobs. And I know they were counting on, Facebook to be, I guess, their savior or what have you for them and what have you. But, what would you say to encourage those in that type of field, in regards to wellness? Because it's not the end of the world. It's not over. It's just they're going to have to regroup to strategize a better plan. Facebook is, and so are the workers that were laid off as well.
Yeah. Are you speaking as far as from the business standpoint or from the employee standpoint as far as being laid off?
Well, okay, so we were talking about wellness. So, a person has to heal mentally. They have to heal emotionally. They have to heal financially. They have to heal in these areas. And so I guess it could be, if you could speak on whichever is preferable for you that you could answer.
Yeah, I think, as of right now, mental wellness, I feel like, is just such a big need in every industry. The things that all of the world basically has gone through in the last few years has kind of brought out that strain of day-to-day work environment. Really, think about how many people have dreaded going to work when everything started opening back up, or dreaded being at home and then dreaded going back to the office. There was just massive amount of people who quit. They just couldn't do it anymore. A lot of that has to do with, mental well-being and demands from employers, because it is very demanding, especially in the corporate world. One thing that I always talk about is vacation time. I feel like employers are, only allowing 1 week vacation, 2 week vacation, how much ever it is per seniority. And honestly, it's just not enough these days to have a very restricted time off. Even if it's not paid time off, I understand that, financially some businesses aren't able to provide that, more than a week or 2 weeks. But even if it's unpaid time off, that really, really helps with someone's mental stability to kind of relax, rejuvenate, and then be able to get back into the workplace environment and to keep pushing on. So as far as those who have been laid off, I think now is the time to kind of, regroup, really focus on your mental and physical well-being. It's very cohesive, those two, making sure that you're being physically active, and then that will in turn help your mental well-being. Take a little bit of time for yourself, even if you don't have the money to go on a crazy vacation. You don't need that. You can have a staycation and just really turn off your phone, turn off your computers, really take a deep breath, relax. Sometimes I have to do that. Being a business owner is not a walk in the park. You have to kind of just shut down for a day or two, and then regroup, and then come back refreshed, and take that time while you have time off before you're going out there and getting back into the workplace environment again.
Absolutely. One of my therapies, and I know I shouldn't, but I do, I use the ASMR. I use it all the time.
Yes.
I'll pick it up from YouTube or something like that, and I love it. I don't know why I do, but I've always been a fan of those types of things, combing of the hair, brushing of the hair, the facials and the massages and what have you, and I'll just fall right to sleep because it stops the stress load. I mean, if you put your mind into it, it stops the stress load. It decreases the stress load, especially if you've had a long day and if you've been, in the studio like myself all day long and what have you. I'll just turn it on, and it just seems like I forget about everything else. I'll be into my own little Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse, I guess, if you want to say. I'll be into my own little world. Don't knock on my door. Don't say anything to me. Don't tell me anything about the phone is ringing. And I'm talking about it sends me into a total different transformation, so I enjoy it. Yes. So with the last question, we would love for you to be able to share with the listeners how they can be able to connect with you, Amie, your salon. You offer these other services also with your salon as well, as far as the emotional and all of the other types of mentoring that you offer. Also, any publications that you would like to share. Also, how they can be able to find your salon on any links, your website. You can be able to share that at this time with the listeners.
Yes. So our website is EmmaJustineSalon.com. We also have an extension company that is MentExtensions.com. That's for professional, professionals only, but we do have some education coming out through our extension company. And then to get in touch with me personally, you can reach me via DM on Instagram. It's just Amie, AMIE, Emma Justine Salon. That's my personal one. And then for the salon, to follow kind of our work and what we do behind the chair, kind of the art behind it would just be Emma Justine Salon on all platforms.
Okay. Thank you so much once again for being our guest on today, Amie, and thank you once more for keeping women beautiful. Thank you for building their confidence through hair extensions, makeup, through mentoring them emotionally, physically, mentally. We appreciate everything that you do, and I don't think you're that far from us. We're in Tennessee, so we're not that far from Louisville, Kentucky, I don't think.
A couple hours.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's wonderful being with you today in the studio. And so, listeners, we have another upcoming guest that will be on the show at 11 o'clock, top of the hour. So tune right back in with us in Women Who Rock with Success. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you, Amie.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.